Hey there, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining us once again here on Talkin Fight. Another episode of Friday Night Boxing Panel brought to you courtesy of Mike Orr. All right, we have a very special guest in the house tonight, Natalie Brown, aka Sugar. How you doing?
Miss Too Bad.
Oh, you know what?
Miss
It's
you bad.
always sweet getting together with you guys on a Friday
Yeah,
night. So I'm happy to be here.
awesome. We typically start the show off with a quick little rundown of some good upcoming fights. If Mike could be so kind as to, what do you got on your mind, Mike?
Well, let's first touch on.
Other than Custio Clayton.
Okay. First, we're going to touch on the Global Titans fight series. To all you people out there that wanted to see Mayweather back in the ring, we are deeply saddened by the announcement of His Highness Sheikh Khalif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president and ruler of Abu Dhabi, passing away earlier this afternoon. So, yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, shut everything down.
the Sheikh was the second president of the UAE and the 16th ruler of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. He assumed the federal constitutional authority as president of the UAE and became the ruler of the Emirates on the 3rd of November 2004, succeeding his late father. And now the fact that he's passed away, the United Arab Emirates is going on a mourning for the next 40 days. So that has been canceled. So
it happens just like that.
And it happens just like that. Yes.
Just like that.
So for everybody who is looking to see Mayweather jump in that ring, the Global Titans, versus Don Moore, unfortunately, it's postponed due to the passing away of His Highness. So unfortunately, guys, we're not going to be able to see that. But there's tons of other good fights coming up this weekend.
Before you go there, can I just interject something?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. Eddie Hearn said something very interesting this week, actually, as he usually does.
Oh, that's it. What did Eddie say?
Eddie said, so it was related to the Anthony Joshua Alexander Usyk upcoming fight. Anthony Joshua clean out said, I want to fight in the UK. Usyk turns around and says, I want money. So Eddie Hearn came along and said, that's the way the business is going these days. So he's gonna look to have that fight staged in Dubai in July, I believe, for the money. So despite the fact you may only have a few thousand fans in attendance, they're going to make a lot more money on the pay-per-view network than they would by having it at, say, Wembley or some kind of UK arena. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there, that the game is changing with the introduction of big money, and pay-per-view is changing the game for us.
Well, can I say something?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, for a fighter, especially a fighter such as Usyk, you got to weigh the odds. You got to weigh the odds. Anthony Joshua is still pretty much a name giant in boxing. And so you want to get, as a fighter, Usyk's thinking, I want to get the most out of this experience, out of this opportunity. And so your last fight, you're only as good as your last fight, and your last purse is your last purse. You're not guaranteed to make anything moving forward. So I think thinking about the whole thing, I think it's a good move. I think it was a good request. I am not excited. I haven't been excited about Anthony Joshua fighting for a very long time. How do y'all feel about what this matchup's going to look like?
Honestly, he ruined it for me when he came out to the Rocky song. Done.
That's right.
Why?
And you know what? It serves him right for coming out to that. He lost his damn belts. And that's the curse. That's the curse of Rocky Balboa, man. You can't be coming out to no Rocky song, getting in the ring, and expecting to keep your belts, man.
Yeah, because he ain't no Rocky. That's
no,
for
exactly,
darn sure.
Exactly. So when you coming out to the music?
Right. Say the theme song for the real, for the real brawlers, for the real bangers and swingers. I just, Anthony Joshua as a fighter, with his pedigree and all that has come up to today, I think he fell so short.
real lackluster
as far
performance last time.
as far as just his performance, as far as what we as the spectators, fans from him coming from the Olympics and things like that, you come, he got gold, what we expecting him to add to the game, and he shocked me by his non-performance. That's really what I'm shocked by.
It was a complete non-performance. Honestly, I wasn't impressed with it, and he better do something better this time.
We got people chiming in. Omar Johnson and Last Bell Boxing. Hey,
yeah,
you
that's
guys.
Carl from the UK. What up, Carl? Shout out to you, brother.
Hey,
Last
baby.
Bell Boxing over in the UK. Yes, honestly, Josh.
All right, so Mike, back to you. We interrupted. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got some good.
Oh,
yeah.
Some good sorry,
fights.
Mike. Sorry.
No problem. Yo, listen. Here we go, guys.
Hey, Carl.
Tony Yoka, undefeated French heavyweight who captured Olympic gold at the 2016 Rio Games, takes a major step up in class this Saturday in a 10-round main event against the Congolese contender Martin Bakoli. Looking forward to this one, guys. Yoka, who's 11-0 with 9 KOs, is already ranked in the top 10 by 2 of the major sanctioning organizations. He spent the entirety of his pro career fighting in France and has scored a series of standout wins over the likes of Johnny Rice, Alexander Dmitrienko, and former world title challenger Johan Dehapries. And in September of 2021, he knocked out previously undefeated contender Peter Mellis in 7 rounds. Bakoli, who's 17-1 with 13 KOs, I love this kid, man, who stands 6'6" and often weighs more than 250 pounds, has spent much of his 8-year pro career based in Scotland. He's won 6 straight since October 2018. TKO loss to American Olympian Michael Hunter, and a run that's included victories over recognizable names like Watch, Johnson, and Kuzmin. This is a big fight, man. I'm looking forward to this one. I like both these fighters. I like both their styles. And like you said, Sugar, styles make matches. This is definitely one that these styles are going to make a great match. Then in the 8-round lightweight contest, you have the 2-time French Olympian and silver medalist Sophine. I'm going to say Umaha. I think that's how it's pronounced. She's 1-0 with 1 KO. She will battle fellow unbeaten Bufandi, who's 8-0 with 3 KOs at the Tokyo Olympics, and lost to Keyshawn Davis, the eventual silver medalist and current top-ranked sign standout. French prospect Christ Little T. Esbe is 11-0 with 3 KOs, and he takes a step up in class against Venezuelan Sander Diaz, who's 13-8-1 with 9 KOs in an 8-rounder at the lightweight division. So I'm looking forward to this card, guys. What are your thoughts on this? I like both Yoka and Bakoli. I'm super stoked to see this one. This is a huge card, man, for me. And I'm super excited for this one. This one gets underway early too, guys. I know some of the other ones, they all start at the exact same time, but this one, 3 p.m. Eastern time, so you guys can catch that. This will be the first one to watch.
Is this taking place in Paris?
I believe this one is taking place in, you might be right, Accor Arena. So I'm not sure.
Accor Arena?
Yeah. So that is going to be, yes, it is at the Accord Hotels Arena in Paris, France. Yep. You are correct, Graham.
Yep. You got 11-0 versus what's the other guy?
17-1.
And 1. So I mean, it does raise some concern for me because this 11-0 is stepping up, putting his O on the line. You know what I'm saying? When you put that O on the line, that means you mean business. Like, so this 17-3 guy, he's gotten a taste of defeat.
Only one loss. Yeah. Only one loss he's got. Martin Bakoli.
Oh, 17-1.
Yeah, he's 17-1.
Okay, well, he's gotten that taste of defeat, right? So, I mean, that 11-0 guy, 11-0, I am excited to see how hard he will fight to keep that O.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Because 17-1, that one also lets you know that okay, this guy, he's gone through it. He's learned from that defeat, hopefully, and he's gonna execute and be hungry to take this O. But when when you put that O on the line, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
That
Definitely.
that changes things.
It's a really big fight for him too, right? Because he is the #1 rated heavyweight in France right now. He's only fought on his home soil, 11-0, 9 KOs. He's evenly matched up too, man. He's 6'7" with an 82-inch reach, weighing in
Wow.
at around 240 pounds. Where Bacoli, he's 6'6" and usually weighs in over 250, and I believe has around an 80-inch reach as well.
These guys are
These
huge.
guys are monsters. These guys are monsters, and that's why I'm looking forward to it. Because honestly, I
Wow.
don't see
So what's the KO rate for like who's got the better KO rate?
they both have pretty good KO rates. We got Tony Yoka, who's sporting almost 82%, and then you got Martin Bacoli, who's sporting a 73%. So they're both roughly in the same.
Listen, yeah, we go now. We got some good cooking in this pot.
Yeah.
This fight sounds like it's going to be something
be a banger.
to watch.
It's definitely going to be a banger. It's going to be a good way to open up your Saturday afternoon. What's this? Carl's saying Shields is going to get smashed by Marshall when they meet. Bacoli will beat Yoka. We have interviewed Billy Nelson, his trainer, who is confident Bacoli wins. You know what? Honestly, man, I'm going with Bacoli on this one myself, man. I like Tony Yoka, but honestly, he hasn't fought really off his own, off his homeland, man. Like, get out there. You got to see the world, kid. Great.
That's the thing.
You're #1 in France, but it's time to start climbing those international ranks. This is a huge step up fight for him. Bacoli is no joke. When he gets in there, he means business. He's going to come to take his head off. Also, debuting is Victor Yoka, younger brother of Tony, will be debuting on this card as well. It is a small card, but it's a good way to start off a Saturday afternoon. Then we get to move in to another card. Kovalev versus Pulev. Trailer Fight Club has announced that heavyweight contender Jerry the Slugger Forrest, 26-4-2 with 20 KOs of Newport, will face now two-time world challenger Kubrat Pulev over 10 rounds in this event set for Saturday night at the Forum in Los Angeles. The hard-throwing southpaw Forrest replaces Pulev, who was previously scheduled to face Pulev. Forrest returns to the battle following a hotly contested split decision draw against top-rated heavyweight contender Michael Hunter on December the 2nd, 2021. So this one's another big one, man. I'm excited to see this, only because there's some kids on the card that I've been watching. Evan Holyfield is back in action again against Jermaine McDonald. Evan Holyfield.
I saw that one. Let me tell you something about Lil Evan.
Yo, I like him.
I used to train. Me and my ex-husband, we actually started Little Evan off in Atlanta. So it's really sweet to be quite honest that he grew up and he really did take this on to become a professional doing it. Because he really didn't have to. Evan has the legacy, his father's legacy, and he's a little prince down south there.
Yeah.
So stepping up and doing this, I wish him all the best. And little boy always had weight in his little punches. So
yes.
Really looking forward to what he becomes in this game, and hopefully he gets the guidance that he needs from his dad to become one of us. I don't know. It's a lot of pressure. The dad is a great.
Yeah, his dad is a great. The real deal Holyfield, 3-time heavyweight world champion.
Let me tell you something. That man, I would say one of the best heavyweights ever. I'll say that. Argue with your mama if you want to argue, but no, we're not going to argue about Evander Holyfield is the real deal, and let's hope that now Evan is a little chip off the old block. I want to look at him as an individual fighter in himself, but those are some big shoes to fill.
Definitely. What I'm excited for on this card, to be honest.
Oh, wait a minute. Listen, last bell. What's my guy's name? Last bell.
Carl.
He's from
Carl
from
Last Bell.
Carl. Listen, I see
Carl
you talking
Lewis.
smack.
Carl Lewis.
You trying to get me over there, and you got me. Okay, first of all, I don't see where your girl Marshall is going to do nothing to Shields. I said it.
What up, Cedric?
Number 2, yes, the British champion Lennox Lewis did take care of Holyfield, but you know what? You got to give. That's a better man, but take from the fact that Holyfield was a bad mamma jamma.
What I love about this one, the roundup, the roundup of this card, guys. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Are you ready? We will be seeing in action Fernando Vargas Jr., Amado Vargas, and the highly anticipated pro debut of Emiliano Vargas. Yes, guys.
We got the whole family. That's the whole family on the card.
The Fernando Vargas dynasty continues with this highly anticipated professional debut of 7-time amateur champion lightweight Emiliano Vargas. He will be joining his highly regarded and undefeated brothers on the card at the star-making venue. Junior middleweight Fernando Vargas Jr. is 5-0 with 5 KOs. Amado Vargas is 3-0 with 2 KOs. They're competing in the featherweight division. They're the sons of 3-time junior middleweight world champion Fernando Vargas, and all 3 belts will take place over 4 rounds. Launched less than 2 years ago, Triller Fight Club has already sold over 3 million pay-per-views in this past year, and they're definitely going to be selling a hell of a lot when it comes time to this pay-per-view for sure, with this whole Vargas dynasty on one card. I can't wait to see this. This is what's rounding out that the Pulev card. The Pulev card is what it's rounding out, guys. So definitely, you're going to want to watch this one. This one's on Fight TV, May 14th, starting at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Make sure you check
That's on Saturday. That's the whole family. Let's get it. I mean, come on. Can you imagine the whole family fights?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I love that.
Big dynasty fights, man. It's great. It's great. I'm looking so forward to this one.
Listen, I mean, did you fight over the last turkey leg at Thanksgiving?
They've been fighting over bathrooms, probably fighting over snacks. They've probably been fighting over TVs, television programs as a kid, man. These kids have always been fighting. And I'll tell you, I follow them all on Instagram, and I'll tell you, those kids live in that gym. They work their ass off. They're really, really good, really disciplined, really well-rounded fighters, man, from what I can see so far. This highly anticipated 7-time amateur champ, Emiliano, the young one coming out, he's making his pro debut. This is going to be a huge fight for him. I'm expecting him to come through with probably a first-round finish for his pro debut, man. Honestly, guys, you got to watch this one. But the thing is that it's on at the same time as Charlo versus Castellano 2.
Now,
Right.
ooh.
Yeah,
Did y'all see the press conference?
I didn't get a chance to. I was going to watch it after this.
I didn't see it, but I read. I didn't see it, but I read all the comments on my news show because this is Jermel saying, "Hey, sorry fans, sorry for your loss, but I'm going to knock this guy out in the first round."
Yeah, like honestly, this one's gearing up to huge, man. This one's for the unified WBC, WBA, IBF world champion and WBO world champion. So this is an undisputed here. They will meet in a rematch, and this is the most significant fights as they can, again seek to become the first ever undisputed 154-pounder in the 4-belt era. So this is history making this fight, guys. This is going to be a big one. This is why Charlo is not going to take this lightly. That's why he's looking to come in here and just take his head off. Charlo wins. Then I hope Liam Smith gets the fight. That's where I think it's going, to be honest. That's what I'd like to see as well. I do think that Charlo is going to come through on this one for sure, though. He ain't there to work overtime, man. He's getting in there, getting the job done, and that's it. He wants to undispute that 154-pound be the first ever in history to do it, go down in the history books as the only one in the 4-belt era to be able to do that. And honestly, he has the tools to do this one. I'm super excited. What do you guys think on this one?
First male.
Yes.
Thank you for the, because I want to, I don't want to have to say that all the time. So thanks. Okay.
But I am going to mention this though. Jaron Enos, Castillo Clayton on that co-main event there, man. And I'm looking forward to this one too, because got to rep my guy Castillo Clayton, the Canadian, 19-0-1, going up against Jaron Boots Ennis, who's 28-0 right now. I'm gonna say I'm calling Clayton, man, for this one, just because I got to rep my Canadian boy. Get behind him. We did talk to his cousin. His cousin did inform us that Castillo is ready for this one. He's been waiting for it, and he ain't there to take no names or prisoners. He's coming to finish this.
So where's he fighting out of, Mike? You know
Montreal, man. Right? All these Canadians have flocked to Montreal.
That seems to be where the hottest kitchens are. It used to be Ontario when back in the day, back in the ancient times. You know what I'm saying?
Back when they had rotary phones and pagers.
Listen.
Then Ken Hayashi stopped it all for us. That's another story for another day.
Ken Hayashi, man,
he killed it, man.
Like you just said the boogeyman.
He absolutely
sabotaged a lot of stuff.
He did.
I said it. I said it. Right? Yeah, like he stopped a lot of great things from going on in Ontario, and so that's why I think that's really how Quebec picked up and started doing a lot more, because I'm telling you, being that I was fighting out of Ontario, it was tough. It was really tough. It was tough for me to get women in to fight me, because he had to approve them, women. And Sugar would never bring in no tomato can, but it's like come on, man. Like I'm off a hiatus. I ain't gonna fight. Like I can't fight a killer like you want me to.
Where is
we're right in
where are you at, Tim?
I can't hear you. I'm at
where you at, Tim? Where you at?
Fight.
Philadelphia.
You hear me?
Yeah. Sonny Conto.
No, I can't get it unless you can get. My thing is messed up. Yeah, it's going to be hard, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay, champ. It's okay, champ. We'll talk about this one anyway. We'll talk about this one anyway. Sonny Conto is taking on Justin Rolfe. Conto's 9-0. Rolfe is 7-3-1. This one's headed up by Chenard Bunt. I've been talking about this kid for a while. He's 18-1-1, and he's taking on Markland Bailey, who's 7-7. Guys, this is just a bunch of up and comers that I've been following.
Those
Philip
are
Davis,
like journeyman records.
Gerardo Martinez, and we got Carl Wiley in the debut against Tyree Arnold. So that's the fight that Tim is at right now, guys.
Okay. Mike, I know you dropping in these guys' fights, but can I mention, there is some lady fights happening tonight, actually, or what happened today. Can I drop them?
Yeah, definitely, and then I'll touch on the last card. So,
okay, yeah. So I mean, just not just as an afterthought, but we got some fights happening over there in Turkey. First of all, amateur wise, and I know this is a pro show. The women's world championships are actually happening this week.
Okay.
So chat. That's where you're going to see the future. You're going to see the future bad broads coming in. and it's quite interesting. Uh, I think the amateur game has really screwed up the women's pro game, but that's something that I'm going to talk about on Wednesday on the Sugar Show. But we got Dilara Yücel of Turkey fighting. Her name is Happy Dottie of Tanzania, and I'm not going to give no records or nothing because, like I always say in women's boxing, and it's the shenanigans are so thick in our industry. You just gotta like the girl. You gotta like the broad that's fighting.
Yeah.
So they're both bangers. Styles make fights. They're both bangers, and the thing about Happy is she fought up and coming welterweight that's out there, Ikram Kurwat. She's trying. Kurwat's been trying to hit that jackpot in being a top contender, but she can't pass none of the gatekeepers. So I just wanted to mention that. We got Katharina Thendurez or something like that. I'm bad with the names. I'm sorry, y'all, for butchering it. Out of Norway, fighting Teresa Dorkova. And those two, they're banger in Katharina versus boxer, because styles make fights. Katharina lost to Terry Harper, so this is a Germany woman trying to redeem herself, trying to get something under her belt. But Teresa Dorkova, she's from the Czech Republic. The only thing about Teresa is that she, I call them 4 and 40 fighters. She fought a fighter named Bojana Libazowski, who is 7 wins, 46 losses. So that's her only claim to fame, notably on her record. So we know that this is a win for Katharina, and hopefully she'll get back up into contention. And moving on to the next female bout, which is Hanna Rankin of Britain's fighting tonight versus Alejandra Ayala of Mexico. Okay. Hanna Rankin, y'all know she's a boxer, but she's not. I really don't think the boxer style suits her.
We had her on the show. We talked to Hanna Rankin. We had her on.
I know, y'all. I wish I would have been on the line with that, but yeah, I would have.
You set up your own fight.
Listen, they could all get some sugar,
right?
They you know what, they calling me now. Like, you're calling me now that you think I'm done. You're calling me now. Anyway, Hanna Rankin is fighting Alejandra Ayala of Mexico, and Alejandra has fought Savannah Marshall and Mary-Eve DeCarry of Quebec, is it? So she's fought some good contenders, but she is a journey woman. So I think this is just something to get a notch on the belt for Hanna Rankin to probably get up in contention. And my guy from Britain coming in, last bell boxing, Rankin versus Jonas is up next. Thoughts on Hanna Rankin? My thoughts on Hanna Rankin is, like I said, her style don't suit her. She's not a boxer. She's too slow. Okay? But she is durable and tough enough to be a pressure banger, which is what I would turn her into if I had anything to do with her management and her camp. Because if she did start now walking these women down, these females down, Hanna can take a lot of damage, okay? And she gives like she can take. And, if the right fight, Hanna Rankin can turn this whole deal around for herself and be a contender, really dangerous out there in the rankings. Okay, so that's it. Natasha Jonas now, great boxer. Great boxer.
Very
She
skilled.
moved up from lightweight to middleweight, and I just commend her on that, and I wish her all the luck there. Yeah, Jonas beats Rankin for sure for me.
We got another card, guys. Another one. I got to touch on this one. Got to touch on this one.
All
Our
right.
man.
I have one more female question though.
Okay, go ahead then. Go ahead.
I thought Jessica McCaskill was fighting this weekend.
Yes, she is, but I ain't get to it, Graham.
Oh, sorry.
I have the list, Graham.
Sorry. All right, Mike.
But
Mike.
Mike's show, I gotta ask Mike permission to, drop the
All right, Mike.
She is fighting against Alma Abera. She is fighting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one, man, and that's an undisputed championship match, man. WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO. That one's huge, man. Female welter titles up for It's a big one.
So it's a welterweight match.
Yeah,
that's where McCaskill is sitting right now. And what I'm hoping is, it seems like to me, it seems like she's got some powerful people behind her because she has been able to hold on to these belts fighting, I have to say, mediocre opposition. So hopefully, Natasha, this is my dream match now, Natasha Jonas versus Jessica McCaskill. I'm hoping that that's somewhere in the future. And I'd love to see more of McCaskill. I'd like to see McCaskill step up, step up. Like you step up and you fought me. Like they sucked me down to lightweight to fight her. But, without the shenanigans now, Jessica McCaskill, fight some opposition that is going to now make us respect you. Because the only respectable opponent that I see, besides Sugar, was Cecilia Brækhus when she ended up fighting Cecilia. And till this day, I really don't see how Jessica beat Cecilia. But it looked like Cecilia was getting long in the tooth anyway. So it was time for her to go. And, sanctioning bodies, it's all about the money. It's really not about the fighter. It's about the money and how long that money can get. So the clock was ticking on Cecilia Brækhus, and they transferred all the titles now to Jessica McCaskill, who holds on to them. But McCaskill, listen, sanctioning bodies ain't got no loyalty to nothing but the money.
That's
okay,
right. That's why
so
they charge you to fight for your own belt.
Thank you. If you don't step up and fight somebody that we care about, you ain't gonna make no money.
No.
And that sanctioning body now is going to start feeling out there for somebody who's going to make that money, right? Ain't no reserve seats at the top. You got to keep fighting, right? And you got to stay. You got to stay interesting. And she, right now, like I don't see it as yet. But all the best to you, McCaskill, this weekend. And I hope we have better fights to come. Okay? Yeah. So go ahead.
Cool.
So,
all right, Mike.
Here it is. Got to mention this. Did an interview Wednesday. Special interview Wednesday. Kareem Supreme Hackett, Toronto native, light heavyweight, arguably the best light heavyweight in Canada right now. 9-0, looking to stay undefeated, going up against Jose Albano. This one's good because this is on the Ramirez versus Bozell card. I can't wait to see this one, guys. If you all remember, former world champion and light heavyweight Mexican boxing star Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, who's 43-0 with 29 KOs, will face former WBA interim light heavyweight world champion Dominic Bozell, who's 32-2 with 12 KOs. This one is great, man. The 12-round fight will pit the WBA #1 ranked Bozell against the #2 WBA ranked Ramirez in a winner-takes-all event that will propel the winner to the door of a world championship fight. The co-main event will feature one of the most exciting Mexican boxers in the lightweight division, and that's the undefeated William Zepeda, who's 25-0 with 23 knockouts, and he will be defending his WBA Continental Americas lightweight title against the resilient former world champion Rene Alverdo, who's 32-11 with 21 knockouts in a 10-round lightweight fight. And this one is to take place at Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, and will stream live exclusively on DAZN. After a spectacular back-to-back knockout victories over Cuba's Sullivan Barrera in July of 2021 and Yaneski Gonzalez in December of 2021, Gilberto Ramirez is knocking on the door of the world championship title shot when he faces Dominic Wazell. Zerto is committed to continuing his winning and knockout streak as he proves that he is an elite, feared fighter in this light heavyweight division. Having previously held the WBO super middleweight world championship, Zerto is ready to conquer another weight class on his own road to glory, man. Honestly, he's ranked #1 by the WBA, #5 by the WBC in the light heavyweight division. Bozell formerly held the WBA interim heavyweight world championship in 2020 and currently holds the IBO world light heavyweight title. The German fighter is set to make his U.S. debut on this May 14th card, and he's determined to make a good showing, for the passionate SoCal boxing fans, man, because we all know how big the SoCal boxing fan base is. Defeating Zerto would cement him standing in the world rankings, putting him closer to another world title shot, having faced previously unbeaten fighters like Sam Enborn and Tony Alvarez, and winning multiple regional titles like the WBA Continental Light Heavyweight title and the WBO Continental Light Heavyweight title. Bozell is ready to prove he is the best at 175. Guys, this card's huge. Can't wait to see this one. Our boy, Kareem Supreme Hackett. Look out for this kid, man. 9-0 and sporting, I believe it is 7 KOs. We just had this kid on the show, man. 31-year-old Southpaw, Toronto, Canada, 6'2". Look out for this kid, man. And he's
who's his handler? Like, who's training him?
Right now, he's been signed by 3Play Management, and he is actually been training with Bilville, Zerto, and David Benavidez. So he's been training with some greats, and he's promised us that since he's just signed with this new management team, this is not a test for him when he takes on his contender. This is a showing. So, guys, this will be a showing. He promises us it ain't going past the third round. The first one's for show, the second one's to feel, the third one's to go. That's what he's promised us.
All right. So can I say something?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I got to I'm sorry. I gotta be bad. Okay. I gotta be the bad girl. Okay.
Do it up. Okay. Let's do it.
When you 9-0, when you sub 15,
yeah,
as a professional fighter, and you guaranteeing when the fight's gonna end or whatever result or whatever, I'm sorry, baby, you ain't cooking with Crisco yet. The grease ain't hot. The grease ain't hot enough.
He's pointing to that left field, man, home run, right?
I mean, I wish him all the best. I know he does all right. I mean, 9-0, 7 KOs. You said?
Oh, sorry, 5 KOs. 5 KOs. Yeah, 9-0, 5 KOs.
9-0, 5 KOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to listen. That sounds like sweet talk. I want some foreplay. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure if he was here, he'd be spitting mad foreplay.
You can't give me that. You can't tell me I'm gonna get the ooh-ah, and you only got 5 KOs out of 9 punches. I mean 9 fights.
Yeah.
And then you going to guarantee me? No. That like you. That sounds like sweet talk.
He's saying he's a little too bold. He's being a little too bold.
That's all I'm saying. Listen, you gonna promise me the ooh-ah. Yeah. You gotta give me, I gotta see. You gotta
be warmed up first.
I gotta
be warmed up.
Name in the streets now. That's all.
He did shoot down to Mexico early in his career. to get some fights out of the way because of the pandemic. Plus, Toronto didn't really have nothing to offer him, so he had to go where it is. He's hooked up with the right kind of people. He's definitely improved every fight that I've seen in his last outing compared. And now he's he's in there sparring Bivol, Benavidez. He's in there sparring Ramirez, so he's getting that ring experience. I think we're about to see a different Kareem Hackett this weekend. Also, first Toronto man ever to be on an Oscar De La Hoya Promotions card. Bang. There you go. There's some history.
Okay, money moves in the background. Sounds good.
I got to rep my boy, man, for the 6, right?
I mean, I want to listen. I'm out the 6 too. But don't threaten, you don't tease me with a good time unless you're going to deliver. That's all I got to say.
No problem. I deliver every time.
Mike, I believe you. I believe you, Mike.
That's right.
I don't know about homeboy, but I believe you.
Well, I want to touch on this new rankings, the new rankings list, man.
Well, can I address my guy over there in UK, because he looked like he wants some of this. Okay, talking about Savannah Marshall will be the biggest name in female boxing when Katie Taylor hangs the gloves up, right?
She will be the next name in boxing for sure.
This is what I got to say. Okay. You got to respect the game, okay? There are female fighters. Stars are being born and stars are being made every year, every 6 months, okay? And just like Terry Harper got floored because I thought she was headed, Terry Harper, I thought she was going to be I thought she was going to take over after Katie, to be honest, right? And she got Bonganger came out and, right? You never know, right? And there's some names out here that Savannah ain't touched on just yet, so we can't call it. They've made Katie Taylor a superstar, right? And I think Hearn has done a great job at that. I mean, she's her style, right? She has merged track and field with boxing. And I think it's an amazing style, okay?
It is.
And she's very skillful, right? But I'm looking for, unless Savannah Marshall can deliver a performance that is going to get millions of people interested like Katie Taylor has, I don't think she has a seat reserved up there at the top, right? Katie Taylor is $1 million name thanks to Hearn, right? There's no $1 million name after Katie Taylor hangs up, and that's my fear with women's boxing, and that's always been the thing that kills women's boxing, right? One queen. How many weight classes are there?
17.
And we got only one queen? We can't keep doing that, right? There has to be baddies in every weight. There has to be interest in every weight class. And if we keep putting that one queen up, and when she's done, we're done, we ain't gonna make no money.
True. Graham, what do you have to say there?
I think this brings us right up to speed and full circle with respect to the conversation we were having prior to the broadcast when we were talking about the pound lists that have just been released by ESPN, both male and female. So if you want to let's take a look at starting with the women, so we're talking about them. According to ESPN, Kate Taylor is number 1, followed by Clarissa Shields, then Amanda Serrano, then Jessica McCaskill, and then Michaela Mayer. So one of your favorites, Sugar, Sinicia Estrada, number 6.
I like her as well.
Savannah Marshall's number 7. Delphine Persoon, number 8. Christina Hammer, number 9. Not bad. Oh,
how the hell? Hammer's still on the list.
Wait a sec.
Last time Hammer fought.
Wait a sec. She's actually tied for number 9 with Franchon Cruz Dezern.
Oh, come on. Why they do my girl
then didn't Frenchon just win an undisputed championship?
Yes.
Frenchon just won the undisputed.
And,
So those are
she's tying with somebody who hasn't fought in. Come on,
Hey,
this is
so
why
this is
ESPN
ESPN.
cannot tell me nothing about women's boxing. Maybe male boxing, but we got to make our own rankings, y'all. Talkin Fight
Hey,
rankings.
That's what I said.
Yeah, man. Talkin Fight rankings. Let's do it.
Yeah, like that. Let's make it legit. Because come on, you don't. I always say this because my coach used to always tell me this when I was bull jiving. You ain't going to sprinkle powdered sugar on a turd and tell me it's a donut.
Right.
I ain't down for that bull. I ain't down for that shit. Right. So, I mean, there's some names on the list that are worth mentioning. Yes, but the order of the list and all of that, no. Like, there are some contenders out there that really do deserve to be on the list, and some on the list that really, they don't deserve to be on the list. I mean, I want to know how you how my men feel about what they see on the list. Is it are these rankings
I think they're a little biased. Honestly, come on.
I mean, what makes a baddie for y'all? Y'all tell me so I can
slumping other baddies over.
Hmm?
Slumping other baddies over.
I mean, yeah, but Katie Taylor's a baddie, man. She'll slice you up.
Yeah.
She'll slice you like a Christmas ham. Okay?
With all the fixing.
Yes. Right? But when girls ain't slumping girls no more. That that Christy Martin era is over. Bangers. I mean, everyone wants to be a banger, but ain't nobody banging nobody out. Okay. I think styles make fights big time in women's boxing. But I want to know what you men are looking for, because that's who we fight for, y'all's attention. We fight for men who legitimately watch boxing. We want to know what it is that we need to do in our industry to beef up and to get money and your anticipation our way.
UK is leading the way in female boxing. Would you guys agree with that?
I am agreeing with that. You don't agree?
No.
Why you don't agree, Graham?
Every single Monday to Friday, I have a news show. And on that news show, I broadcast news around the world, featuring fighters from around the world. And I'm constantly amazed by how many up-and-coming names I'm mentioning on that show that no one's not even heard of. And they may be sporting in sub-10 fight history, but no, what I'm saying is the industry is growing for women in the boxing circuit. Especially take a look at Australia. It's coming up
I was
hard.
just going to say Australia, but it's tough to get anybody from there and down.
Even I've seen some really good Japanese fighters who we don't even know about. There's actually some good French and German fighters now that we don't mention. We don't talk about them that often, except on top. Yeah, and I think our own David Lara has interviewed quite a few fighters from Europe. I would, there are some good fighters coming out of Britain without a doubt, but in terms of media exposure, there's a lot of other fighters out there in the women's ranks that just simply aren't mentioned. And I think Jake Paul, to his credit, has elevated the status of Amanda Serrano to the point now where women's boxing is being recognized as a legitimate sport where they're paid properly. And so now you're going to see true competition, I think, in the next year. And I think the one that broke it open was Ebony Bridges, because everyone took her as a flake. Everyone just thought she was a blonde bombshell. And when she fought toe to toe, and she came out with that big black eye,
I mean, that was
Right.
what, Christy Martin part 2. You remember when Christy Martin,
Yeah.
blood drenched
He,
and
he is
you know,
one tough lady, man.
yeah,
One
right.
tough
So this
lady.
is it, part 2. It's like, it's a thing that, what I mean, we know the formula, right? We know the formula. Christy Martin was a banger, and she wasn't afraid to get messy, to get
She got shot 6
her
times
blood
and
and
survived.
opponent's blood going in that ring, right? But I mean, Graham has said it. The names are coming up, and they're sub 10, right? But let me tell you what the fly in the ointment is with the women, Graham. It's hard to make it past 10 fights. It's hard to make it to 10 fights if you're a top contender, because nobody wants to fight, especially if you're doing good. Nobody wants to fight you. And, you take the risk to leave your country, to leave your backyard, to go fight, and then you get robbed. You get horrible decision and things like that. So now all the women are in a stalemate position because no one wants to move. No one wants to fight. No one wants to put their O on the line. Everyone wants to be a queen. And I want to expressly, say this. I want to emphasize this, that female boxing is not in the place where your record matters anymore. I'm sorry. Everyone's a winner. Everyone gets surprised. Everyone got a belt. Why?
Participation medals all around.
Yeah, if you can pay for a belt, then you'll get a belt. If you want to buy a belt, I could have bought a belt. I didn't want to buy the belt. I wanted to beat a baddie for a belt, right? I was waiting on Cecilia Breakers. I knocked on her door. All of these. I was going to go down for Jelena Marjanovic, right? And what she did was she invited me to Edmonton for an exhibition just to see how she do or whatever. And me being, I wasn't as smart. I should have let her kind of bang me around for the exhibition, but so I could get the fight. But I had to spank her. I just had to. So that was it for me. Jelena, I couldn't get no play from Jelena. None of the women in Ontario would fight me. It was very hard. So, I mean, Graham, I hear you. But the theme of women's boxing is not many of us get to 10 plus, not many of us get to 10. And it's very hard to get to plus 10 because you have to have a strong promoter, and you have to have a promoter like Hearn or Top Rank like Michaela's promoter to just buy you bodies. Because at a certain point, they're not fighting contenders now. They're just fighting bodies so they can say, oh, look at me. I'm pretty and I'm fighting. Not, I'm a baddie and bring them on. So I'm hoping that with each Olympics, with each World Championships, with each wave of baddie coming on the scene, that the cream will rise to the top, and the pool will be so filled with sharks that you have no choice now but to fight someone who's going to make you extend yourself. All of these women are great. They're all great. I don't agree with a lot of them that have that ranking in their place, but they're skilled enough to be taken seriously, right? But how it's going now, you guys, and I just wanted to hear from y'all because it's really a popularity contest. And I want y'all to look at women fighting for what it is. Women behaving badly. And I want to hear from y'all to say, oh, I enjoyed that fight. Yeah, I enjoy seeing Ebony Bridges fight, and y'all going to censor me? Well, come on, you got boobies and you can throw down?
Right?
Right.
Right?
Girl,
Right?
get it, girl. Right? Let's call a thing a thing.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, it is what it is. Ebony, you looking good out there. And all these names coming out of Japan and all of that stuff. I went to fight. I actually was the first female fight in Japan. I fought Fujin Raika, and you know, I gave everybody the formula to beat Fuji, and that's the one of the fights that I regret. I should have knocked her. I should have fought her to knock her out, but I fought it to show the Japanese that yes, we are skillful and we can box. You know, I went in there being nice for the greater good of women's boxing.
You went in there.
but I
You went in
should've
there as
just took
sugar
her
and should have
damn
went in
head
as too
off.
bad.
Yeah. But
You went in there as sugar and you should have been too bad.
I should have been too bad. But you know, you live and you learn. And here
That's
I
right.
am talking
That's
about
right.
it with you guys. And you know, it is what it is.
We're getting to that time, Graham, and our lovely guest.
Just 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
We started off Talkin Fight with a female host by the name of Scarlett Delgado, who produced about 100 shows for us called The Female Fist, and she promoted women's boxing every single week. She right now, and of course,
At the World Championships, ain't she?
Yeah, she's over there right now. She won her first match, and she's gonna. It's part of a tournament, so she's gonna fight again. But there's a great example of another fighter, albeit from Canada, but you don't hear about them often. But they're out there, they're skilled.
Well, she has to escape from under the shadow of Mandy Bajol, right? Because there was only one queen, right? Like I keep saying, and she kept coming. I remember Scarlett from when she was a junior. You know what I'm saying? She's been great. She's been doing great things. There were other great young Canadian women. Canadian women have been a problem on the scene for years.
Because you got to put up with Canadian men.
Oh, okay. You know what?
That's why when they come out, they're all badasses, man. They've been putting up with.
They are bad. They always been. So yeah, Scarlett's good. I think her dad trains her. Delgado. Right. Yeah, and she's a very skilled fighter. But you know, like I said, there are many. And I heard what's our girl that was a beast and then she kind of fell off. She's back on the scene. Come on now.
Chimera?
She was the cover girl.
Oh.
Okay, Chimera got to take a break.
Yeah.
There's only one cover girl in my boxing world, and that's Avril Matthew. And actually, Avril Matthew, look her up. She's undefeated. I think she's 7-0-1, but she fights out of Miami via Australia.
Yeah.
And
I think I've heard of her. Yeah.
She's on a card coming up in June. I believe it's in Atlanta, actually. Or anyway, I digress.
When she gets, come on now, y'all got to come on. Y'all can't be forgetting these women right now. Like, come on. She fought Clarissa Shields, and Clarissa was the one that took her title from her. Come on now.
Who?
Which one? Oh, you're talking about our model woman?
The Canadian female champ. She was like 4-time world champion before Mandy Bajol. Y'all gave up on my girl.
No.
Mandy on the scene. Mandy was in her shadow.
You mean to care?
No.
Eve Marie.
Oh, y'all doing my girl too bad. Come on now.
All right.
She was out of Windsor. Y'all gonna remember when the show come off. And
Where's Cedric when you need him?
Right?
Because Cedric used to help train her.
Holy crap.
Mary Spencer.
Yes.
Oh, Mary Spencer. Okay.
Y'all be doing my girls. Y'all be doing us so bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Mary was bad.
Mary Spencer was bad.
Going on.
Yeah, man.
She was better than Mandy.
I think she's still fighting. I think Mary Spencer's signed.
She's coming up, and I think now we talking.
She's 4-0.
My guy out there in the UK, Last Bell Boxing, when Savannah Marshall fight Mary Spencer, then we can talk about who's going to take over, because Mary Spencer's bad, right? Fighters got a lot going on in their life, and maybe she couldn't, complete the the job as an amateur, but now she's a pro, and she's a pro that's come back from a lot. So I want to see how
she's fighting at the end of the month against Yamila Reynoso, and then she's scheduled again. I believe it's June the 23rd against Chris Nemas.
Oh, Chris Nemas is a crone. Like she's just doing it now to get a paycheck, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's okay now. We can get paid. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, right? Like when I was coming up, it's bittersweet for me because I know these women are getting paid now.
Yeah.
Right. You had to be good to get paid, or you had to put a lot on the line to get your money's worth out there in boxing. Right. So now these women, now you could break out. Now you want to box because you could get some money per round. I think us women from before that we used to fight, we used to bleed for pennies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We still we need that honorable mention still. We need our flowers. We need still to get mentioned because if like to say the least, look at the old school women boxing compared to now. We ain't as pretty, but we used to give it. I mean, Sugar was Sugar is always pretty. Look me up. Even listen. Even
you still got those boots, Sugar? Sugar, you still got those boots? You know the boots.
Michael.
Oh yeah. I wish you guys could see the boots that I'm talking about.
I still got them.
All right. I guess this is part one, and we'll have Sugar back on next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I would love that.
Definitely.
That'd be awesome.
But yes, it is at the time. We are at the time. Thank you for all the people that tuned in today. Thank you to all the Talkin Fight fans. To everybody that dropped comments in the comment section. Much love and respect. Thank you for tuning in. We do this for you guys, and we got to get to work so you guys don't have to. We got lots of fights to watch. Don't forget to join us 11 a.m. Sunday for the scorecard, 4 p.m. for the knockout of the week. Sugar's going to be joining me for that. We'll help. She's going to help me judge the knockout of the week, guys. So make sure you come and join us for that.
Wow.
We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new fights. Next time. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that like and share. See you then. 7 p.m. Eastern next Friday.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Sugar.